Sometime this week, a business owner in your town is going to pull up his website traffic and see that it's fallen off a cliff. He's going to blame the economy or the season or his prices, but a big part of the real story is that Google now answers his customers' questions right at the top of the page by instantly and automatically going through everything, including different businesses' reviews and listings and websites, and then it hands the customer an answer. And a huge chunk of people take that answer as the final word. They close their browser and they move on, never scrolling, never clicking a single thing on the page. Essentially, Google, what was once one of the best places to get options and ideas and do a little research, is now kind of playing God. It just gives you one clear, definitive answer, which means a business used to compete to be one of the options. Now, it's either the answer or it's invisible. It's binary, pass or fail. Now, if you've been trying to land your first or next client by offering websites or social media posts or ads, and every business owner tells you some version of, "We're good, we've already got that covered," I've got good news for you today. Because the problem isn't you. It's that you've been offering things these business owners think they've already got taken care of. This, though, is a brand new problem, and most business owners don't even know it's happening. But all it takes is about 10 seconds to show him on his own phone. And once he's seen it with his own eyes, charging $297 a month to fix this isn't a hard sell. And believe me, I've done this the hard way. One Saturday, a few years back, I spent 9 straight hours building a sample website for a roofing company. I sent it over, all excited, and then never heard a single word back. All because I was offering him something that he thought he already had covered. Since then, I've built 3 7-figure agencies, worked with over 1,500 small businesses, run thousands of campaigns, including for companies like Google, Amazon, and Meta, and today I do it all as a one-person agency with 0 employees. So here's exactly what I'm going to show you today. I'll show you how to spot the businesses that are going invisible in about 30 seconds each. I'll give you the word-for-word email that gets business owners to reply, and I'll show you the exact 3-part fix you'll charge $297 a month for. First though, let me show you what actually changed, because this is a recent update, and it's bigger than most people realize. See, for 20 years, Google worked like a phone book. You searched, you got a list, you picked, you clicked, and a small business's job when it came to marketing was pretty simple. Just be on that list, somewhere on the first page. The closer to the top, the better. But over the past year, Google flipped it. And here's the story that shows you just exactly how crazy this gets. A researcher named Annie Jackson at a company called GatherUp asked Google to find her a no-touch car wash that would fit her SUV. And do you know what Google's AI recommended? Well, it was a 3.3-star car wash. That's right. 3.3 stars. Not the best rated one in town, but the one whose listing actually answered her questions. In this case, it knew the clearance height of her vehicle, it listed the hours that it was open, so the AI could confidently say that this one fits your car and it's open right now. Now think about what that means. A mediocre business with a complete profile just beat every better business out there with an incomplete profile. In other words, complete beat better, which means, at least for right now, the AI doesn't recommend whoever's best. It recommends whoever it knows the most about. Now, you might want to write that down because that one sentence is the entire opportunity. But there's a second layer to this that almost nobody knows. Those AI chat tools people are starting to use, well, most of them can't read the reviews sitting on a business's Google or Yelp listing because Google and Yelp block these outside platforms from reading their review content. So a business could have hundreds of amazing 5-star reviews, but to a lot of the AI tools out there, it looks like nobody's ever said a word about them. Their best evidence is locked inside of a filing cabinet that only Google has the key to, which means the work that a business does and what the machines can now see about that work are now 2 very different things. Now here's where I want to pause for a second, because maybe you're not running an agency and maybe you don't ever plan on starting one. Maybe you're just looking for a real way to build income online and you've watched 100 videos like this before but never actually panned out. If that's you, this is exactly who this is for, because this isn't about being technical and it's not about having a massive following. You just need to identify one problem to solve and then come up with one simple system that solves it. So that's what I'm going to show you now. The fix has 3 parts, and none of them involves a sales call. Part 1, you get his reviews flowing again, because fresh reviews are the loudest thing the AI listens to. Part 2, you complete his Google business profile, so it can actually answer the questions that customers are asking. And part 3, this is the part your future competitors haven't figured out yet, you republish his strongest customer proof on pages he controls, so his reputation isn't trapped in that filing cabinet that only Google can open. Okay. It's Let's go into more detail though, starting with step 1, finding these businesses. The key here is that you want to choose one type of business where one missed customer costs real money. Think roofers, plumbers, HVAC, garage doors. Here's a list of 30 of my favorite boring, unsexy, but profitable niches up on screen right now. Today though, just for this example, we're going with roofers. So let's hop into my computer. We search roofers in Charlotte, North Carolina, open up a full list, and we start scrolling. And this is what we're looking for. Under 30 reviews, no owner replies to the reviews they do have, and missing the basic things like hours or services, recent photos. Now, that's not some secret Google formula, it's just my fast prospecting filter. Any business showing 2 out of 3 of these goes on your list because the problem is visible and it's easy to show. And remember, the AI recommends whoever it can read. These businesses aren't losing to better roofers. They're losing to better optimized roofers. 10 minutes of scrolling here is going to give you 10, 20 names, and honestly, 10 is plenty to start. Okay, step 2, the message. For the message, just use email. You want to pull the email address off the roofer's website. It's usually sitting right there on the contact page, and then send this exact note word for word. This one's worth writing down or taking a screenshot of. Hi, name. I was looking for a roofer in Charlotte on Google this morning, and the AI recommended 3 of your competitors. Your business never came up. I recorded a short video showing why. Want me to send it over? Now, read that one back, and I want you to notice that there's no sales pitch in it, and there's no generic marketing BS like, I help businesses grow. And before your brain finishes saying, why would he listen to me? I've never done this before. You're not claiming to be an expert here. All you're doing is pointing at something that he can visibly check for himself. Now, most business owners won't reply to that first email. It's completely normal. You're not necessarily being rejected, it's often just bad timing, which is why the vast majority of replies actually come on the second or third message, not the first. So the sequence I use is 3 messages across 6 days, and I'll give you these messages word for word as well. Message 2 is going to go out 2 days later. It's not a new pitch, it's just this. Sorry, forgot to mention. The biggest thing I noticed was actually about how you're collecting reviews after each job, and it's about a 5-minute fix. I covered it in the video. Want me to send it over? It's the sorry forgot to mention part that's the whole trick here. This is because it doesn't restart the conversation, it continues the one that he already saw. And instead of saying something like, just following up, which is the most ridiculous and boring follow-up ever, you're saying something new. Then message 3 goes out a few days after that, and this one is low stakes on purpose. Here's how that goes. Last one from me, promise. I know you're busy, so totally get it if this slipped by. Just didn't want the video to get lost in the shuffle. Want me to send it over? And that's usually the one that gets the reply. You've told him the messages are ending either way, you've let him off the hook for the silence, and weirdly, that's exactly what makes it safe for him to say yes. After that, well, move on. There's like 40 more roofers in the next town over, 40 more in the next town after that. Now, when somebody does reply and say yes, send it over, you record a short screen share video. I use a free tool called Loom. 2 to 3 minutes tops, and the whole thing is just 3 moves. You want to show him the search result, you want to point out the 2 problems you found, and you want to ask if he wants help fixing them. That's the entire script. Here's what I made for a Charlotte roofer. Problem 1, he's sitting at 9 reviews while his top competitors have a couple hundred or more. And interestingly here, one competitor named Camden still gets recommended with just 7 reviews, which tells you right there that review count isn't the only factor. I mean, Camden's profile here is complete and active, and his, well, it's a ghost town. Problem 2, nobody's replying to the reviews he does have, and that silence makes it look like nobody's home. And he can watch this at 9 p.m. or between jobs or whenever. There's no calendar, no sales call with a stranger, which is exactly why this beats trying to get him on the phone. And when he comes back with, okay, so what do I do about this? Here's what you say. I set up a system that sends fresh review requests every week, completes the missing information on your Google profile, and puts your best customer proof on pages you control, so both your customers and the search engines can actually see it. It's $297 a month, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. And if you're not getting more reviews than you are right now within 60 days, you don't pay for that last month at all. That last part matters because let me think about it is where deals go to die. And no contract kills the biggest reason that he'd stall. And if he says, we're good, my niece handles it, well, don't argue, just say this. Totally fair. Do me one favor though. Open Google, ask it for the best roofer near you, and if you come up, ignore me, no hard feelings. But if you don't come up, that's exactly the problem I'm offering to fix. Which brings us to the question most people ask next. Okay, but what happens if he actually says yes? How do I actually deliver this? Well, let me show you the whole thing now, because it's simpler than what your brain is probably telling you. Part 1 carries most of the weight, the reviews. And the reason most businesses don't have enough of them Pretty simple. Most business owners don't actually have a review problem. What they have is a remembering problem because the owner forgets to ask, the front desk forgets to ask, the technician finishes the job and just leaves without asking. Nobody is asking for a review. Not to mention the customer who was totally happy meant to share a review, but then also forgot. So the business does great work all week long and Google sees like none of it. This is why the fix for a remembering problem isn't more effort from the business owner. It is a system that remembers for them, so they don't even have to. And research from GatherUp found that 45% of consumers now care more about how recent reviews are than the star rating itself. So recency rather than rating is the real review currency now, which means the steady drip isn't just nicer, it's what wins trust. So here's the right way to do it. One automated campaign that runs forever. Let me show you what I mean. The trigger at the top here fires the moment the owner marks a job as complete on his phone. Then 3 messages. The first is a simple check-in right after the job, and that one looks like this. Hi Sarah, this is Mike from Charlotte's Best Roofing. Just checking in to make sure everything looks good with the work we did today. There's no request and there's no link in this one, and that's on purpose. If anything's wrong with the job, the owner finds out right now and fixes it before ever asking for a review. And a customer who had a problem fixed fast often leaves the best reviews of all. The second message goes out after a response or a couple hours later. And that message looks like this. Thanks again. If you have 30 seconds, would you mind sharing your experience in a quick Google review? It helps other homeowners know they can trust us. And then the third message, which is the one that most people skip, which is a shame because this is the one that usually generates the most reviews. The system checks whether they clicked a link, and only if they didn't, it sends one gentle reminder a day or two later, because most people meant to leave that review, but life just got in the way. Now here's something that makes this offer even more valuable to the business owner, because a lot of them are already asking for reviews and accidentally doing it wrong, dangerously even. Offering discounts for 5-star reviews, or only asking customers they know are happy. Well, the FTC actually has rules about this stuff, and most owners have no idea. Your system does it the right way by default. Same message, same link, every single customer. So you're not just getting them more reviews, you're also keeping them out of trouble. Trouble they probably didn't even know they were in. And yes, you could send these texts by hand manually from the owner's phone with calendar reminders. The software just makes it happen every time without anyone having to remember. By the way, everything I've shared with you today, this exact review campaign and everything around it, is part of the system I run my own one-person agency on. There's a link in the description below this video where you can grab an extended 30-day free trial of High Level, and when you start through my link, you'll also unlock my complete agency OS with over $10,000 in pre-built funnels and follow-up automations, client outreach scripts, sales scripts, and a 90-day launch roadmap, all installed into your account with one click. Plus, you also get access to our private members-only community where I'll show you how to take this exact offer to your first businesses and grow up from there. Okay, so part 1 is the reviews. Part 2 is the Google business profile. Of everything that you're ever going to do for this business, this is the easiest. And it matters more now than it ever has before. Remember the 3.3-star car wash? Well, the only reason that won was because its listing could answer the customer's actual questions. And this just got even bigger. Search Engine Journal reported that Google's AI now cites Google's own properties, including these businesses' profiles, over 8 times more than it did even just a few months ago, which means for a lot of customers, the profile is the website now. So the not so secret here is to just fill in everything Google gives you. The hours, the services, the photos from real jobs, and the description. After all, the AI can't recommend answers that were never written down. Now, doing this takes maybe an hour, but you do it once, and then you just keep it current. That's it. And anybody who tells you it's more complicated than that is probably trying to sell you some $9.97 course. Okay, part 3, getting his reviews seen everywhere, not just on Google. Remember that filing cabinet analogy I gave you? Well, right now, all those great reviews are sitting on this Google listing, and most of the AI chat tools can't read them there. So you take his best reviews and then just copy them to the places that he actually controls. Places like a reviews section on his own website, and his newest reviews turned into simple social media posts. And while you're at it, the owner's replies come along too, because a thoughtful reply under a review is one more piece of evidence that this business is alive and paying attention. So that's the whole delivery. The review engine runs on its own, the profile gets filled out once, and the reposting takes a few minutes a month, which probably has you wondering what all of this costs you in time. So here are the actual numbers. About 2 hours to set this up, the complete system, and somewhere around 45 minutes to an hour a month after that. Then, on the first of the month, you make sure that the campaign sent its texts, you snapshot his review count against the previous month, you swap in a couple fresh job photos, you repost his best new reviews, and you send him a short note that basically just says, here's where your reviews were, and here's where they are now. Also, a bit of an insider tip here, don't skip that note. That note where you show the before and after and show what you did and how it's working, that's the reason he's going to keep paying you month after month after month. And here's the part that makes this work as a real business. The platform running all of this costs you one flat monthly fee. It doesn't matter whether you connect one client or 10 or 1,000, which means that you build the system once and then you can offer that exact same system to business after business after business. 10 clients at $297 a month is nearly $3,000 a month for roughly 8 to 10 hours of maintenance. And for a lot of people, that's a mortgage payment or rent and a car payment, handled from your kitchen table. And once the review system is working, usually just a couple weeks in, there's a natural next service to offer, an AI receptionist that answers his missed phone calls for $397 a month, and later a revenue website for another $497 a month. But here's the deal. You don't need either one. The $297 review system is a complete business all by itself. And if you do decide to add them later, just make sure not to pitch everything all at once. Get them the result first and earn the next yes, one result at a time. Okay, 3 important warnings before you go out and do this. Warning number 1, please do not spend this entire week picking a business name or redesigning a logo. You already know enough to send 10 emails tomorrow, and all that extra research is just fear dressed up as preparation. After over a decade of doing this, I can confidently say that I've never gotten a single client because of my logo. Warning number 2, don't promise the AI will recommend them. Nobody controls what the AI says, not even the AI. So promise only the actual tangible things that you can deliver, which are more reviews, which are fresher reviews, a complete profile, and his reputation visible in more places. That's a promise that you can keep every single month. Warning 3, pick one type of business and stay there for your first 5 clients. By client number 3, you're going to know the vocabulary and the objections before they even come up. And around client 5, you become the roofer person in your area, the one who gets mentioned in the supply house parking lot. And look, if you've watched this far, you're already more serious than almost everyone who clicked on this video and then clicked away the second they didn't see a Lamborghini or something. So I want to reward you for that and just tell you exactly what I'd do if I were starting today. Well, I'd pick gutter cleaning and gutter guard companies. You see, roofers make for a great demo here, but they're also some of the most heavily marketed to businesses on the entire planet, while gutter companies, they get almost no attention. So every city's full of them, and most of them are sitting on a dozen reviews at most. And the good ones do $2,000 guard installs. Every single thing that you screenshotted today, well, it works exactly the same way. Just swap the word roofer for gutter. So I'd run the exact 3-part system from this video, and I'd send my first 10 emails tomorrow morning before I had time to talk myself out of it. In fact, I'll make it even easier than that, because I've quietly been working on this behind the scenes. See, I put together a complete gutter company starter package, the full offer laid out for you, a ready-made website that I built that you can use to look professional right from day one, as well as my updated first client playbook written specifically for landing gutter companies. And I'm just going to give you the whole thing when you start your extended free trial of High Level through the link in the description below. So instead of figuring out where to start, you're just starting. But the best part of all of this is that you don't need 10 clients right on day one. Don't even need 2. All you need is just one local business willing to let you try this, even if it's your dentist or your barber or a shop you already walk into every week, because that one case study then becomes the story that you tell the next business and the next one after that. Now, getting the first yes is one thing, but there's a reason that some people turn one client into 10, then 20. Then more, and others stay stuck at one for years. And it all comes down to what to say, what to offer next, how to price it, and how to keep them paying you long after that first yes. So to show you how to do all of that and more, I've linked up a video right here that's going to walk you through the whole thing. So feel free to tap or click that now. I'll see you in there in just a second.